Hey friends, we're back by the pool today and I'm going to show you a little tour of the containers around our pool as part 2 of our mini series. So let's take a look at how things are doing and some things that I'm not a big fan of this year. This combo is a combo that I'm really enjoying this summer. I contemplated doing a palm in here instead of the Mandevilla. I did the Mandevilla teepees, so they were already in, I believe, either a 12 or 14-inch container when we received them, and I planted them this year, and I'm so happy I did. Last year I had the white ones, and this year the pink ones are really, it took them probably till about July to really take off, but they're doing a really good job for me this year. We have some Lantana in here, some Scavola, and the pink lemonade Super Bells is down there in the corners. And I believe, no, I was using the Scavola as my spiller actually this year. And I didn't do a true spiller. So I thought I was going to do Mizzou, but I chose to do the Scavola. Natalie with Illustrated Gardens just the other day had a really great comparison of Scavola. So she's like, it's just a better version of Bacopa, and I completely agree. So Bacopa, you can find it dries out a little bit easier, and this has the same kind of trailing feature as the Bacopa does, but it's just, I like it so much better. So when I'm doing containers moving forward, I really like Bacopa, but I think for customers that I have that want something easy, I'm gonna steer them more towards the Scavola just because it does so well. I find it to be pretty drought tolerant, handles this heat. It's just complete direct sun all day out here. So it does a really good job. The one thing that I do not like in these containers would be this Gomphrena. I know you might all be like, girl, you're crazy. That makes it look so big and so full. But I like for things to be a little bit tidier, loud and big, but still a little bit tidy. And for me, this is a little bit more wildflower to me. And I have come in many times this year already and just taken stuff off. I mean, I can come in and probably take all of this off like such. I mean, I'm just breaking it off and get rid of it. And I can guarantee you in a couple weeks, it's all grown back because this was all open space a few weeks ago and it just has taken off again. And this actually started as 2 small liner plugs that I stuck down in there. I had some extra from a job site and I was like, you know what, that would be really cute to be like a second layer, but they've just really taken over. So 2 small ones, they just go a long way. So I guess if I were going to do it again, maybe put 1, or I probably wouldn't do any. I would save Gomphrena for another place, maybe in a container where this is the thriller, or you're doing this with some other like more of a wildflower look, something that you're not trying to keep a little bit more tidy. Another thing I want to mention is I have these guys in a Cape Cod earth planter, not earth planter, it's the Cape Cod Mayne planter. And it holds about 5 gallons of water. And in the dead of heat last week, I filled it 3 times. So I wasn't having to be out here like super worried about, is everything going to be able to take it? You know, everything in here is pretty drought tolerant. It can handle it if it just gets beat all day long and it dries out. But I just want to make sure the foliage on the Mandevilla stays nice and lush and green and everything stays good because it's still really hot out and we're still going to use the pool for a while. So this is one of my containers here, and I'm going to take you back here to a couple trios that we have going, and I think you're going to really like those. I have some pieces in there that I absolutely love and I'm excited to share them. Before I show you those trios, I'm going to show you this one because it's in one of my all-time favorite containers, and unfortunately you can't see them super great right now. But if you came down here, and maybe I can show you a close-up in just a little bit, but they're in the leafy white Aquapot, the ceramic, the original, the OGs, and they're so good. I love the Aquapot lights, but what I find is that my heart just goes back to the really ceramic, the heavy ones. I love that whenever it's full, it comes out the side and not out the bottom. There's just different features that I really like. Some people don't love the ceramic ones because you have to, either take all the soil out and turn them upside down. You got to bring them in. You can't leave them out in our zone 6B. It will just be way too cold for them. But that's enough about the containers. I'm going to show you guys what is in them. So this is the Royal Cosmo Lantana. And wow, is it beautiful. It is done so, so well. Probably my new favorite Lantana. I think it's been around for a while, but typically I can't get the Royal Cosmos in until later. They're just not ready quite until a little bit later. So I snagged these as soon as I saw them because I knew I was doing, and you can't see it out here. You'll have to see the Royal Cosmo over there with one of the sunpatiens, because that deep rose sunpatient with the Royal Cosmo just is magnificent. But I have it paired with the Chinese palm. There's a white mandevilla here, and there is Lantana in that back one, but there's Gomphrena that's just going wild again. And behind this Lantana here is a Sego palm. You cannot see it. So there are some things that, had I known that this Royal Cosmo does so, so good, I probably would have chosen a different thriller. And over time, right, as the Sego palm gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because I'm going to bring it in and overwinter it, I'll be able to put this with it more often. But next year I'll probably have to choose something like a super bell to put around the Sego palms, or something of that sort, so I can really see it, because you can't see it, and I love the way that those look. We have a lady in town here. I always drive past her house, and her Sego is just massive. I mean, it's probably my height, and the base of it is huge. It is so beautiful, and that's my goal. I have 3 of them out here, and I would love for them to just be big and massive, and every year around the pool just bring them back out. But trying to see if there's anything else in here. There is a yellow Lantana in here. And again, I did not do any spillers out here this year, which is kind of wild. I did one over there, a lemon coral sedum, I'll show you, but I didn't do any huge spillers. I think because sometimes they get too big. I've done sweet potato vine. The Mizzou would have been fine, but I just wanted to keep things more tidy. And unfortunately, the Gomphrena is not giving me the tidy look, but that's okay. It still looks really pretty, and the bees and the pollinators are loving it. But I'm going to go show you that the deep rose with the Royal Cosmo. You guys are going to love it. Okay, but how pretty is she? This combo with the Royal Cosmo and that deep rose sunpatient it's so good. I absolutely love this. I would love to see this in a 30-second planter next year, because I know I want my customers to have success in their containers, and this is guaranteed success. They are so easy to take care of. If for whatever reason your sunpatiens do look droopy and like they're dying, water them, they'll come out of it. They are so forgiving. This is a Sego palm. I actually overwintered last year, so it has grown a little bit bigger than the last one you saw. So it's been able to just perform a little bit more and give a little bit more of that thriller look that we like to have. Again, no spiller, but this just screams summer and a poolside container. I absolutely love it. This one back in here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to kind of lift up the camera so you can see that mandeville a little bit better. But the rest of this is basically a copy of what is over there, but I want to show you a little bit more. Again, you can see here we have the Chinese palm, the Royal Cosmo, the Gomphrena, and the Gomphrena here is playing so well. It is doing exactly what I was hoping it would do, as like that second layer, you can see it back in here and back in here, but it's not taking over the whole front of the pot and everything else. which I love that. So overall, I am so happy with this container. And I think one of the reasons why is because this gets shade quite a bit during the day, probably until, I would say even until noon. So, you know, it's shaded for part of the day and then it gets the hot sun, but I think that's why it stays a little bit nicer and tidier. Again, back here we have the white mandevilla, which does so good. If you've ever done white mandevilla, I feel like whenever it is done blooming, it doesn't just go brown like a lot of your other blooms do. It does really, really well for me. And the foliage on it is always really thick and really nice. But you can't really see what else is with that. We do have some, it's mostly right now just the mandevillas have taken over. But it is paired with a sun patient in there, and then some more Royal Cosmo, but the Royal Cosmo prefers to have a little bit more light. But again, this is a really good trio, really good poolside combo. Again, it's the Royal Cosmo Lantana, the deep rose sun patients, Sego palms, Chinese palms, and some Gomphrena and mandevilla, and so beautiful. This is our umbrella planters. So we have two umbrellas back here, and we usually, I did have some super bells, the pink lemonade super bells in here, but they got watered on top at one point and they don't like that. And this doesn't drain well. We had to put weights at the bottom of it, so it's not, doesn't have great drainage. So if you do super bells or calibrachoas, just know that they don't like to go in the ground and they don't like to be in a container where it doesn't drain well. So it just didn't do well. It got a fungus and they got aphids, they got thrips, they had all the things wrong. So I just went ahead and ripped them out. But ever since then, the lemon coral sedum has been taking up all the space, and the Royal Cosmo is really taking up the space too. And you know, given the room, they're just going to grow and they're going to fill in the gaps. So I love the way this looks. I absolutely loved the way the super bells, the pink lemonade looked in here. It was so pretty for so long. But and maybe I can put a side by side here because I think I took pictures of it when it was really good. So maybe if I can find that, I'll put that next to this video while we're talking about it. But yeah, these were Mother's Day gifts. The planters were, the idea of them was really great. The execution is not, it gets really windy back here, so it was always flopping over, destroying my plants. So we added the weights and it just doesn't drain very well. So surprisingly though, you know, as much as Lantana likes to sit dry, it's been pretty unbothered. So if you are looking for a container plant for your containers that can take the full intense heat, and you can plant it and forget it, honestly, I mean, you still have to water a little bit, right? But if you want to just something that's super low maintenance, this combo here, the sedum requires zero maintenance, water every now and then. Same with the Lantana. It's a really, really easy container to care for right here. Be really pretty if you had this, just through a palm with it or a couple spikes. If you really wanted to keep it simple, it'd be a really, really great option for you. I'm going to show you the last trio. It matches the one I was just talking to you about, but it gets a little bit more sun, so the Gomphrena is going a little bit more wild, as you and I'll show you that in a second. And again, you can see this is a replica of every other trio that we have. But unlike the other one that the Gomphrena did stay tidy, like I said, it has gotten pretty wild over here. Still cute and contained, not flopping over, not taking over a ton. I can't see my sun patients very much, so I'll honestly probably come in here this week and rip some of that Gomphrena out. Makes really great bouquets. If you have any like zinnias, you want to throw something with it, that would be a really, really cool option. Again, mandevilla, sun patients, lantana, a Sego palm, second year for that Sego palm as well. But these lantana, unlike those, has grown much, much bigger because it's in more sun. It's in full sun all day long. So I hope you enjoyed another episode of our mini series. And stay tuned because I have more to come from the farm, and there's a couple homes on the farm that I want to do, and then my mother-in-law still has some really, really, I mean, she has like 40 containers, so I gotta get to all of them for you guys, right? And then my mom actually has hanging baskets that are to die for, so I can't wait to show you those guys someday soon. See you guys soon. Bye. Finish. I'm not sure, bud, but we'll just let it go for now, okay? And again, you can see this is a replica of every other trio that we have. But unlike the other one that the Gomphrena did stay tidy, like I said, it has gotten pretty wild over here. Still cute and contained, not flopping over, not taking over a ton. I can't see my sun patients very much, so I'll honestly probably come in here this week and rip some of that Gomphrena out. Makes really great bouquets. If you have any like zinnias, you want to throw something with it, that would be a really cool option. Again, Mandevilla, Sun Patience, Lantana, the Sego palm, second year for that Sego palm as well. But these Lantana, unlike those, has grown much bigger because it's in more sun. It's in full sun all day long. So I hope you enjoyed another episode of our mini series. And stay tuned because I have more to come from the farm. And there's a couple homes on the farm that I want to do. And then my mother-in-law still has some really, I mean, she has like 40 containers. So I gotta get to all of them for you guys, right? And then my mom actually has hanging baskets that are to die for. So I can't wait to show you those guys someday soon. See you guys soon. Bye. Finish. I'm not sure, bud, but we'll just let it go for now, okay? And again, you can see this is a replica of every other trio that we have. But unlike the other one that the Gomphrena did stay tidy, like I said, it has gotten pretty wild over here. Still cute and contained, not flopping over, not taking over a ton. I can't see my sun patients very much, so I'll honestly probably come in here this week and rip some of that Gomphrena out. Makes really great bouquets. If you have any like zinnias, you want to throw something with it, that would be a really cool option. Again, Mandevilla, Sun Patience, Lantana, the Sego palm, second year for that Sego palm as well. But these Lantana, unlike those, has grown much bigger because it's in more sun. It's in full sun all day long. So I hope you enjoyed another episode of our mini series. And stay tuned because I have more to come from the farm. And there's a couple homes on the farm that I want to do. And then my mother-in-law still has some really, I mean, she has like 40 containers. So I gotta get to all of them for you guys, right? And then my mom actually has hanging baskets that are to die for. So I can't wait to show you those guys someday soon. See you guys soon. Bye.